Let's start where we usually start, where we agree that no one's saying war is okay. No one's saying it's fine to bomb women and children. No one's saying that. But let's maybe also question which side propaganda is coming from. A lot of people would say, well, Russian propaganda. I just think if we look at some of the headlines that we've been fed in the last week, you'll see that there's plenty of propaganda coming out on the Ukrainian side as well. So let's take this. Ukraine soldiers told Russian officer to go fuck yourself before they died on the island. Do you remember this was Snake Island? And we even had the audio of the Ukrainians on the island telling the Russians to basically do one. And then the news reported that then they all perished and it was like a final noble act. Well, it turns out, as we got the headlines later, Snake Island sailors who told warship go F yourself are alive and were taken prisoner. So they weren't all dead after all, were they? No, they were alive and all taken prisoner, and that just got reported but never really made the news. And then, of course, we had nuclear meltdown. You're all going to die. You will remember Chernobyl. That's what Zelensky told us. He said that the nuclear power attack could be a catastrophe for all of Europe. You all know the word Chernobyl. He spoke about it being the end of Europe, the attack on Chernobyl. Well, it turns out, and obviously reported somewhat cautiously a few days later, Chernobyl power supply cut, but the International Safety Authority says no immediate safety threat. So Zelensky saying we're all going to die in some horrific Chernobyl-style event, but actually the international authorities on this say there's no imminent threat. And then yesterday we had children buried under rubble. Children buried under rubble from Sky News. Children and babies. I think Mail Online went with babies under rubble or babies buried. Zelensky says children have been buried under the rubble after the maternity hospital hit. Now, no one's saying it's okay, but just 3 people died after the hospital was hit or targeted or struck from a nearby mortar, 2 elderly people and 1 younger person. That's not okay, but it is a very far cry from babies buried under rubble. Just like there's no imminent threat is a very far cry from Chernobyl, we're all going to die. And 12 or 13 Ukrainians taken prisoner is different from they told Putin to go F himself and then they all died. So when you hear about propaganda, please do remember it's coming from all sides. And it could well be that this Zelensky chap in his rubbers and his high heels is a much better actor than any of us gave him credit for.